Everybody wants something for nothing. Everybody wants a piece of your stock. I just wanna be the one you call when things go west, and I'll come running. Yeah, I'll come running. Everybody wants something for nothing. Everybody wants the key to your heart. I just wanna be the one you call when things go west, and I'll come running. Yeah, I'll come running. 'Cause you give me just a little bits of the joy that lies within the mist. I just wanna be the one you call when things go west, and I'll come running. Yeah, I'll come running. Everybody wants something for nothing, but nobody wants to love who you are. I just wanna be the one you call when things go right, and I'll come running. Yeah, I'll come running. 'Cause you give me just a little bits of the joy that lies within the mist. I just wanna be the one you call when things go west, and I'll come running. Yeah, I'll come running. I try, but they will never hold me back from this burning bridges keeping us apart. Let's turn this nothingness back into something cold, and I'll come running. 'Cause you give me just a little.
All electric motors have a surge as the armature initially is in a stalled condition. As the armature speeds up, the flow is reduced as the motor reaches its design speed. The surge is typically 3 to 4 times the running current, but only lasts for a few milliseconds, which is why surge current is only shown when an ammeter is set to read max current, as the ammeter's normal readings averaged response may only capture a slight elevated value early on. This was not an ideal comparison performed with one truck as I was expecting to do. There are potential variances using a stock 6.0 starter in an Excursion compared to a different set of batteries and higher flow cables in the F350, and a dealer-installed starter in the F350 was not a stock 6-liter part, but most likely a Motorcraft 6.4 rebuilt starter that may have not performed well in a 6.4 due to its lower speed. The 6.4 6.7 starter has an increase in current demand out of the batteries. Not necessarily a roadblock, but a caution to look for lower voltage drop, especially in the winter. The tools required to change a starter are minimal and a task of 20 to 30 minutes from directly underneath the truck. Due to the risk of a significant short circuit, removing both negative battery cables is imperative. I keep sets of isolating protective caps from new batteries in my toolbox for this type of work. The 2 cable connections are easily removed from the starter as long as the studs and nuts are not significantly rusted. 3 bolts hold the starter in place, one hidden behind the solenoid. The torque value stated in the Ford shop manual is normal for an 8mm class 8.8 bolt. However, it's much too low for a 12mm grade 8.8 bolt to achieve normal stretch and tension, but 61 pound-feet is too high for the aluminum threads in the opposing flange, and it's the lack of tension that may be the cause of the 12mm lower bolt loosening and becoming lost in some trucks. I acquired replacement flange bolts with serrations that lock the bolts in place, or a low-strength thread locking compound that won't tear out the aluminum threads when removing should probably be utilized when keeping the stated torque value. I ground a pilot nose that Ford incorporates to ease installation with its bolts. If you don't have a die to remove the burrs that could damage the threads in the softer aluminum, then install a nut before grinding so the thread can be swaged into place as the nut is removed. Or simply use a triangular file to dress the threads. On reinstall, this trick makes life less frustrating. Starters for the 6.7 liter Powerstroke can also be used, as they are the same starter with a change to the lower bolt, altering the size down to 8 mm so it's in good tension for its installed torque value. This leaves excessive clearance in the 6 liter bell housing 12 mm bolt location, but adding an easily acquired bronze bushing removes the excessive clearance that might allow for some bolt movement.